Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing here on this Friday morning? This is Reganelite here. Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? Nice to see so many friendly faces in the chat. Hope you guys are all doing well. For those who are new here, well, this is the Good Morning with Reganelite here on Friday, the 9th of January, just after 11 o'clock. What I normally do is I go roughly around about an hour and we look at the daily quota, we look at the weather, and we have a look at see what some of the media is talking about as well here. Just for this live stream, guys, I am actually going to finish 10 minutes early. I'm not going to be finishing at 12 o'clock. We're going to stop at 11:50. The main reason, of course, is I have a live stream at 3 o'clock with Witchigoff that I need to prepare for. But also, I've literally like 20 minutes before I've come live with you guys, I was finishing off short videos to do over the weekend as well. And not only that, I've also, in between all of this, I've got some wrestling content to do as well. So I have a lot to do today. And the fact that I also have another live stream on a Friday, kind of makes me has to juggle things around. So I want to get time to have lunch. So I am going to finish at 10:02, guys. So we'll see what we can get done within that period here. Just going to quickly say a good morning to Ellie. Good to see you there. Rosemary, Viper Scott, or Alison Keir. Thank you again for that. Buy me a coffee yesterday. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much for that. Hope you are doing well. One of our lovely moderators. Robert there as well. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. And Indie Duck Mail. Good to see you there as well. Honestly, awful. I'll be quiet. Nobody wants to duck poop. What are you talking about? Cool. When you sometimes. Oh, don't worry. You're fine, Duck. Honestly, you're fine. Join us for our mental health live stream later at 3 o'clock. Myself and Witchigoff, guys, if you can. Be greatly appreciated. And also, if you haven't already, do check out the live stream last night from myself and Vanman Talks. Very interesting discussions. Discussions indeed. I did find myself at times not being able to quantify my words and put them together at times. I definitely found myself struggling to answer some of the things, answer some of the conversations that we were having there. So I think I don't think I handled myself as well as I should have done it, I would say, on some certain topics. Most topics we agreed on, but obviously the one on immigration, that's one we disagree respectfully on there. But I definitely plan to have him on a round table at some point in the future, guys. That's definitely something in the pipelines. That is definitely something I do. I do have an idea of what I want to do for the round table, but we'll wait and see on that. Ben Shaw, good to see you there, and Counter Kev, just see you both pop in there. Hope you guys are doing well. Right, let's get started. Like I said, this one's not going to be as long as normal live streams here. So here is today's daily quota. Here it is here for the 9th of January, an anonymous one there, very simple one there for today, guys. And it goes, stay close to anything that makes you glad that you are alive. Stay close to anything that makes you glad that you are alive. Very fitting one, especially for a mental health live stream that we got later on today. So I might remind people of that daily quota later on for the mental health live stream now. I think that's a very fitting one for today. User, good to see you there as well. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, it's great to see so many friendly faces again. I do appreciate you guys coming out this morning. Much appreciate indeed. So how is everyone doing after the storm? Is everyone okay? That's the main question. That's the main question. So here is our big blue beautiful planet today at 6 o'clock here. Let's zoom in a little bit, just have a look at some of the time frames here. Our good friends up in Canada, in the coldest, one of the coldest places on the planet, Yellowknife, minus 32 there. New York 10, San Francisco 9, Vancouver 7, Ottawa 4, Miami a nice toasty 27. God, makes me want to go to Miami when you see those temperatures there. Mexico City 19. South Africa's temperatures haven't really changed too much. Neither has parts of Africa there. They're roughly around about the same. Darwin 27, Perth 17, Sydney 26, Auckland 20 there. Philippines there, a very nice 24 degrees, even though they still get showers with rain. Tokyo 2, Beijing 0 there, Colombo 25. Tehran 8, Riyadh 17 there. Our friends up in Iceland are dealing with minus 6 degrees. Murmansk as well is at minus 21 there. Let's have a quick look at what's happening in Europe overall here. We can see plenty of snowstorms in and around Europe, as we expected, based on the previous weather reports for those who were there. I've got to make sure I try and keep up. At the moment, I've got my phone. Normally, I have the chat right in front of me. I've got it on the side right now because I'm just trying to keep my phone charged, guys. So I will try to nod over to it as much as I can. So apologies if I don't see your comments. Madrid 9, Lisbon 13 there, with some snow and rainstorms between Spain and France there. Tripoli 12, Algiers 13 there, parts of Northern Africa. They're not experiencing any rain today from the looks of it there. Palermo 13, Rome 12, Nice 10. Some rain showers around Italy there. We'll come to this part of Europe in a second. Athens 14 there. Parts of Turkey feeling the snowstorms there. You can see from those temperatures there. Istanbul 8, Antalya -2 there. And you can see some snowstorms right on the eastern side of Turkey there. Tarya 11 there. So some of the Baltic states there, Balkan states there, you can see with some rain and snow there. Zagreb -1, Vienna -4, Bucharest -1, Chistu -4 there, Prague -3. Very cold temperatures in the eastern part there, as you would expect. Berlin -5, Warsaw -12, very cold again in the eastern parts of Europe. Kiev -8, very, very cold. There's that snowstorm coming in. Minsk -12, Vilnius -11, Riga -7, Moscow -4. And this snowstorm, unfortunately, comes at a terrible time. This is Russia deliberately and intentionally done a massive attack last night on Kiev as this snowstorm was coming in, with the intention of this cold snap coming, with the intention of freezing and killing civilians. The intention of it. Yeah, Moscow did a big attack on the capital of Kiev because of the cold snap coming. The intention was obviously to undermine the Ukrainian people. Absolutely terrible. St. Petersburg -10, Oslo -5 there as well. And we can see here on this part of Europe here, we got Bern in the Swiss Alps there, 3 degrees, but you can see those big snowstorms coming up around there as well, around the Swiss Alps there. So there, and Paris and Brussels 3 and 4 degrees, but you can see that snowstorm that we've been dealing with here. That's converted from rain into snow into Europe there. And then if we move over to here in the United Kingdom for great nations, Wales in Cardiff there, 4 degrees, London 4, Manchester 3, Dublin 2, Belfast 1, Edinburgh 0 there, with that storm still there, but it's going to slowly subside as time goes on. And to be fair, it's not that bad. It is still windy this morning where I am, but it's not raining anymore. It's kind of stopped, so it's kind of subsided now over that really. And most of Scotland and Wales, I think, mainly avoided it. Going overnight into the weekend, so let's have a look at the weekend weather here. We got overnight into the weekend here. Temperatures are going to be dropping Friday night into Saturday morning here. We can see those temperatures -1, -1, -1, -1, and 2. So very cold tonight, guys. A bit more colder. So just be aware of that. There will be some scattered showers here and there, and some scattered snow drops in parts, but most of the UK is expected to be dry. Even in Northern Ireland, there'll be a few raindrops, but again, most of it will be dry. Moving into Saturday morning here, again, those temperatures still remaining very, very cold there, you can see. But there will be some scattered showers and rain and some basically tiny bits of snow fragments around. But those temperatures will increase on Saturday in some parts. Cardiff and Dublin specifically, and Belfast a little bit. But the rest of us still going to be very, very cold there. Saturday afternoon looks like it's going to be a little bit of an increase, but nothing too much. But mostly it's going to be dry tomorrow. So if you've got any plans, as long as you wrap up warm, you shouldn't have to worry about too much rain tomorrow there. But yeah, Saturday evening there, but the temperatures are going to drop again. You can see 0 there. London, Cardiff, mainly at 2, Dublin 4, Belfast 2 there. Going from Saturday night into Sunday there, we can see those temperatures again. Some staying around the same, some again could be very, very cold again, really. But overnight on Saturday into Sunday, we can see this massive rainstorm that's coming in. Looks like engulfing pretty much Northern Ireland and soon to be engulfing the rest of the UK here, from the looks of it here. Overnight there, but those temperatures are actually quite warm for them over there, despite them getting showers of rain there. Northern Ireland and Ireland are getting Dublin and Belfast overnight 6 and 7 degrees on over Saturday night into Sunday morning there. But early Sunday morning, it looks like there's a massive snowstorm going to be dropping over the north, over Scotland, pretty much engulfing the entire country. So please be aware of that, guys. Sunday morning, Saturday night to Sunday morning, you expect a snowstorm here, is what they're forecasting here. yeah, massive snowstorm as well, possibly some showers, a combination of both here. It looks like could be experienced that most of Scotland, parts of Northern England, parts of Wales may experience there. That's absolutely that's going to be quite a challenge there. So please be aware of that on Sunday, over Saturday night into Sunday morning there. So please be careful of that, guys. And we can see that snowstorm actually gains more ground, actually. So not only is it still continuously over Scotland, but it's actually going to engulf parts of Northern England there. We can see even far as Manchester, some of that snowstorm. And you can see some of it is going to be reaching parts of Wales there. Temperatures, though, Edinburgh 3, Belfast 9, Dublin 11. Much warmer temperatures than usual for January in Ireland and Northern Ireland, respectively there. Manchester 4, London a bit more increase in 5. Cardiff 8 degrees. It's a much warmer temperatures than we've had been there. And actually, they're going to go up even further here. So Sunday evening, those temperatures remain the same, but Cardiff and London and Manchester, again, an increase in those temperatures there. So despite all this rain and snow that's going to be all over the place, really, on the UK, because it does look like it's coming all over the place here from the looks of it here. Temperatures are going to increase. So from Sunday morning, to Sunday evening, you're going to see an increase in temperatures. Mainly Scotland probably won't feel it too much in comparison to other parts of the UK, but those temperatures are going to increase there. But if you go overnight there, they will slightly dip, but you can see, guys, if you look overnight for Sunday night into Monday morning, those temperatures are staying quite high there. 9, 10, 9, 10, 9, 10. Edinburgh 7. So the temperatures are definitely going to be much warmer. So just need to survive pretty much. So yeah, from the stark contrast to Saturday, overnight for Saturday morning, guys, this is what Saturday morning, those temperatures there. But Monday morning is a big jump in temperatures. So quite a stark change here. But from Sunday night into Monday morning, yeah, it looks like some of that snow and rain, most of it will dissipate. So by Monday morning, most of parts of the UK will be quite clear from that. You'll have a few scattered showers here and there on Monday morning, but most of it will be fine. And you can see the temperatures are very good. London 12, Cardiff 11, Manchester 10, Dublin 10, Belfast 9, Edinburgh 8. Yeah, you can get your shorts out if you really want to go that mad. I'll probably experience some rain down here, but yeah, temperatures are returning to kind of a bit of normality there. So not really cold temperatures here from the looks of it here. But moving on to Monday, just a bit further more into Tuesday here, we can see those temperatures. They do dip a little bit, but they're staying around about the same there. Overnight, Monday night into Tuesday morning, again, they're not going to be as cold as it has been the last couple of days, guys. So, which is not looking too bad there. We'll have a look a bit later on. Yeah, those temperatures look like they may drop again later in the week from some of the forecasts we're looking at, but we'll have a look at that on Monday. But yes, so as of right now, cold right now, guys, but just a final summary, cold right now, but overnight we're going to get some Saturday will be mainly dry. Sunday will be lots of rain and snow, especially in parts of Scotland are going to be experiencing that. But as you get that, you will also get an increase in temperatures. So overnight from Saturday's going to be Saturday and tonight are going to be very cold nights. But from Sunday, you're going to get the temperatures are going to go up significantly, is what they are forecasting here. So that's your weather report over the weekend, guys, and we'll touch on it on Monday there just for the reference there. It's snowing where Dave McGuinness is it? Oof, it's snowing there. Well, build some Scottish snowmen for me, my friend. Hope you are doing well, and Witchy Goth there. Good to see you there. We'll be together in a couple of hours' time as well. Just a quick reminder, people, for those who are just coming in, I'm only going to go up to about 11:50, and then I'm going to stop, simply because I've got other work to do as well, preparing for the live stream at 3 o'clock. So just for reference there, I do need to have lunch as well, guys. Right, so let's get right into it. So we're going to start with the Independent here. I'm going to go a bit all over the place, but we'll see how it goes. So this is an update from X with regards to the sexually AI imaging content. So X could be banned in UK amidst sexualized AI images concerns here. So Keir Starmer has indicated that Elon Musk's social media platform could be blocked in the UK. This is a very good step. This is basically sending a very powerful message of saying, hey, you are going to deal with this, or we're going to ban you. This is exactly what needs to be said. And I'm glad he's said this, or indicated this kind of thing, because it will force his hand to take action on this. So my understanding is what they have done since the last time we talked about this. I believe it's only paid users that can do it now. is my understanding. But it still doesn't fix the problem. It's my understanding. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the chat if that is what's happened, by the way, guys. So Elon Musk's X could be banned in Britain. The Prime Minister has suggested amid concerns that the AI tool has been used to generate sexually image of women and children. So Keir Starmer indicated the social media platform could be blocked in the UK after unlawful and disgusting images were generated using its AI Grok tool. The Prime Minister said Ofcom, which has the power to effectively ban X in the UK, has the government's full support to take action on the matter. He told the Greatest Hits Radio it's unlawful. We're not going to tolerate it. I've asked for all options on the table. It's disgusting. X needs to get their act together and get this material down. We will take action of this because it's simply not tolerable. The platform has faced global backlash in recent days after its AI tool was repeatedly used to generate undressed images of people without consent. The Internet Watch Foundation has also confirmed the tool has been used to create criminal imagery of children between age 11 and 3. Ofcom said on Monday it made urgent contact with the technology company after serious concerns were raised. The powers within the Online Safety Act outline that extreme cases with the agreement of the courts, Ofcom can require payment providers, advertisers and internet service providers to stop working with the site, effectively banning it in the UK. And this will hurt Islington financially, really, really badly. The government is under pressure to quit the social media platform altogether, with former Transport Secretary Louise Haigh telling ministers it is unconscionable to use the site for another minute. On Friday, Anna Turski confirmed conversations are taking place about coming off X. Asked if the Labour Party will come off X, the chair of the party said, well, as I said, those conversations are taking place because, it's really important that we make sure that we're in a safe base, but the priority is firstly, X needs to get its act together. The Prime Minister is very clear about this is absolutely abhorrent. Ofcom does have the power to tackle this, but we want to make sure that they use the powers that we're giving them. But of course, we'll continue to evaluate that and go forward. Absolutely. The Prime Minister needed to say this. I'm not happy that obviously he keeps going to Ofcom to do this, but it's taken far too long to respond to this from the government. The government has been very, very slow on this, and that's something that's really infuriating, especially when they keep talking about wanting to protect women and girls here. A post this month on the Grok X account, they said there had been isolated cases where users prompted for and received AI images depicting minors in minimal clothing, and added, AI has safeguards, but improvements are ongoing to block such requests entirely. The Grok account is now, however, replying to requests for images with a message indicating that it's only available to some users. Image generation and editing are currently limited to paying subscribers, as the message reads, as it gives users a link to sign up for the premium version of X. So what they're doing right now is basically saying to people, okay, if you want to do images now you got to do it on the X. But it looks like, and I'm saying this with a massive pinch of salt, it looks like Elon Musk is taking action on this situation. Looks like, I'm not saying they are, but it looks like they're realizing, oh shit, we actually better do something here, or we're gonna lose a lot of money. And I think somebody has said to Elon, yeah, we have to do something about this. We can't kind of let this slide. This is really, really bad for us. So I think they finally getting the point on it. What you guys are saying? I just don't get the fascination British has with the weather. It's like we're all farmers worried about the crops or something. It's the norm. It's the norm. We always talk about the weather here. That's why I do the weather report. We love talking about the weather. It's a British thing. It's just a thing we love talking about. When do we never talk about the weather? Like literally before I went live with Van Man Talks, I asked him about the storm. 10 minutes ago it snowed in Edinburgh, but it's not lying. It started last night and it's melting fast. It's really soggy. I closed the door. So you had some snow where you are, Witchygoff. Ben says, I'm in Sheffield and it's fine. People here have just had to be a bit careful. And what happens every year, don't get the fuss. Yeah, they have to get fussy because, guys, when the tiniest bit of snow touches the rail lines, it's mass panic across the network. It's like, oh my god, we can't run the train service. Oh no, we can't get children to school. It's just absolute pandemonium from officials when it comes to snow. Like, it's almost as if we never prepare for it, Just putting that out there, guys. Morning person impersonator, I hope you are doing well. Lib Dem Labour coalition least unpopular option among voters. What's that about? If they do a voters, Lib Dem Labour coalition with Ed Davey as Prime Minister, least unpopular option among voters. Poll fine. More than a third of voters, 36%, said they would support such a result, while 45% they would oppose it. What? A Liberal Democrat Labour government led by Sir Ed Davey has been deemed the least unpopular coalition among British voters, according to a new YouGov survey. The poll found that over the potential combinations polled, none hold support from the majority of the public, and most would prefer to have a single party government. This is they don't understand the public here. This is where they don't understand how important it is that collaborations actually are beneficial to the public, because then you're taking on board all different political perspectives rather than just one-sided perspective here. And this is proven beyond a reasonable doubt how successful this is. And you need to look at European nations of how successful it has been here. So, unfortunately, the public don't think that need to get out of this head that a single party is not always in the best interest of governments. It's not. A Liberal Democrat Labour coalition led by Sir Ed was opposed the least, with 36% of Britain said they would support such a result and 45% saying they would oppose it. Meanwhile, a Liberal Democrat Labour coalition led by Sir Keir Starmer was supported by 31% of those surveyed, as opposed to 51%. So they've actually got combinations of they've actually got here combinations of how much they would support and oppose here. The YouGov poll here. So they've got, obviously, most of them are ones that pretty much all of them they strongly oppose, according to the YouGov poll here. But the least is a Labour Lib Dem one there. A Labour Green one is not very popular as well. 38.93% there strongly oppose. 16.24 say they don't know. A Labour and Lib Dem, Starmer as PM, 36.49% strongly oppose. Green and Labour, Polanski as Labour MP, strongly support. That's the strongest support there. They would have Polanski as Prime Minister. Strongly support of a Labour, a Green and Labour coalition there. Interesting. Strong support for a Reform and Conservative coalition there. Farage as Prime Minister. 10.18 there, but 47.46 there. Strongly opposed. That's actually the second highest. Yeah, I think almost one of the second highest there. Lib Dem and Conservatives. Well, nobody likes that idea. But there's some people who somewhat support an idea of a Lib Dem Conservative coalition there. Oh God, that didn't go well last time there. Baganout as Prime Minister, Conservative and Reform there. 20.3 somewhat support it. 20.84 are not in favour of it. One of the wackiest ones there, Conservative and Labour coalition. Baganout as Prime Minister. 43.24 strongly oppose it. 15.1 people somewhat support it. Yeah, that number is so low for strongly support that they don't even put it up. That's how low the number is. For Reform and Labour coalition, these are fascinating to me. Farage as Prime Minister, yeah, strongly opposed. 58.26 strongly opposed. There's actually some people who somewhat support the idea, which is very bonkers. And then Labour and Conservatives, so Starmer as PM, 47.24 strongly opposed. There's still some nutters who somewhat support it. And then you have another bonkers one there, right at the bottom, the most bonkers one of them all. Labour and Reform with Starmer still as Prime Minister. 62.13 strongly opposed. And there's actually still some people who somewhat support an insane idea like that. Very interesting indeed. That is very interesting indeed there. Those are some fascinating numbers indeed there. But yeah, in terms of strongly supporting, the highest support of a coalition is Polanski as Prime Minister, along with the Labour there. 12.29%. Fascinating. It is fascinating. YouGov, I always have fascinating polls. I'm glad I actually looked at that now. It's very, very interesting. Food for thought is what I would say, guys. It's food for thought. Food for thought. A poll of hypothetical combos, fairly useless to counteractive. Yep, but it is fascinating nonetheless there. It is fascinating nonetheless. Prime Minister accused of delaying ethnic pay gap law over Farage's backlash fears. Starmer accused of delaying law change on ethnic minority pay gap over fears of Farage backlash. A scathing letter from the Ethnic Pay Gap Steering Committee has questioned why Labour has delayed legal changes for wage justice for 6 months. So Keir Starmer's government has been accused of delaying a move to tackle the ethnic minority pay gap because of fears of a backlash from Nigel Farage's reform. A scathing letter from the Ethnic Pay Gap Steering Committee has questioned why it's taken the government 6 months to introduce legislation to make reporting on the issue mandatory for large employers, as promised following an end of review. In the letter to the Equalities Minister, the committee has criticised the delay, suggesting the fear of right-wing political pushback was at the heart of the issue. Yeah, that sounds like it. Who wrote on the behalf said, my view is that it is reasonable to ask whether the lack of movement on long-awaited legislation is being shaped by concern of political pushback, particularly at a time when the rhetoric around race has become more charged and the population of reform has grown. But our research has shown something very clear. Despite heightened social tensions, the public still overwhelmingly support transparency and fairness at work. Her comments more in Commons poll saw support for reform surged by 3 points to 31% ahead of the Tories. Labour down on just to 19%. Yeah, Farage, no, Keir Starmer is it doesn't they are fearful of them. Assisting dying bill debate could cost taxpayers almost £2 million. Don't we waste enough taxpayer money on paying some of these lords who sit around doing absolutely bugger all as well? I wish it didn't cost so much money. Starmer warns of £28 billion defence funding shortfall. Seriously, shut up about these shortfalls. I'm so sick of defence whining about wanting more money. Seriously, shut up. I'm so sick of it. Shut up about these shortfalls. It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks from them. I'm so sick of them saying this. This is them saying, we need more money, we need more tanks, we need more artillery. And it's just like, please shut up. Like, what about the people? What about the people who actually need help? And you guys are asking for £28 billion when you've had so much funding pumped into you. We literally have taken funding away from foreign aid to go towards defence. And here you are crying foul again, asking for more money. Like literally, these people just need to shut up. I seriously need to shut up. We're not at war. We're not at war, okay? We're just not. Like, please, just shut up. These people really need to shut up. I just can't stand that. I keep hearing them say, we need more money. Absolute nasty people. Like, just go away. Seriously. MPs reveal some disability claimants face weights of more than a year. I've got a short video of that going to be coming out over the weekend. But yeah, that's absolutely disgraceful. A Russian zombie tanker sanctioned by the US sails through the English Channel. Pubs handed lifeline as Reeves sets to U-turn on business rate reforms. Yep, the Chancellor did another. Yep, the government did another U-turn. Yep, they did another U-turn, guys. Because they decided to introduce a policy without consulting the very people that they were affecting again. Like, it's just, again, poor. What about the Your Party and Advance combo? Says Counterkiff. They don't count. Road safety is more than drink driving. Readers debate lower the limit there as well. We're going to stop on the Independent. Let's switch to other things because, like I said, we only got about 20 minutes already. Because, like I said, we're doing a shorter live stream today. Just a quick reminder, guys, if you want to financially support me, consider buying me a coffee or joining the Patreon. Links for them are in the description. If you guys want to help me out, it'd be greatly appreciated. NBC News hears 2 people have been shot by Border Patrol agent in Portland during a targeting vehicle stop, police have said. The driver is suspected of Trengawagwa gang member and allegedly attempted to run over the agent, a DHS spokesperson said. I haven't seen any footage. I don't know too much aware of that, but I'm going to just literally say this. I'm not going to take the word of the DHS in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to take the word. I would rather take the words of people on Twitter than take it from them because they have already shown how out of touch they are with reality. So, on that one. Minnesota and Portland shootings fuel protests. Renee and Nicole Good's fatal shooting by an ICE officer sparked a national outcry and enduring narratives about what has led to the gunfire. Yep. It's just, you know, what's really infuriating, guys, is the FBI have taken the case away from Minnesota with regards to the shooting that we discussed on Wednesday, which is it was initially supposed to be a joint case by the Minnesota state and the FBI, but the FBI have actually taken it out of their hands, which is basically is another message of basically saying they're going to let it sit and they're going to let it drag, which is absolutely disgusting, because the FBI is obviously owned by the Trump administration, so which is really, really terrible. The ICE officer who shot a woman was dragged by a vehicle last year, apparently. Videos contradict Trump's claim that the driver officially ran over officer in fatal ICE shooting. Thank you, NBC News, for pointing that out. Of course it is. That's an absolute fact. They're not just videos. Lots of different videos are there. Yeah. Excuse me. AI is intensifying the collapse of trust online, experts have said. December job reports will provide a final read on US employment in a year of uncertainty. Iran shots off from the world as regime struggles to contain the escalating unrest. The Supreme Leader said protesters who were ruining their own streets to please Trump has threatened intervention. What's he going to do? Shoot them? Like, the reality is that the younger generation are feeling ripped off here. Minnesota state prosecutors should investigate and ignore the FBI. They should actually do that, Counter Kev. I hope they do. I really hope they do. I'm gonna keep an eye on it from Vosh's perspective on that situation. They're desperate to push back against this. Like, they had a press conference yesterday where they had the vice president and Caroline Leavitt at the trying to really push back against this, saying that this was a vile, terrible woman, that she was a terrorist and all this kind of thing. And it's just like, no one is buying it. Like, some people on X are trying to defend it, but the reality is the public are not buying this, regardless of whether they're on the left and the right. The majority of the American people are not buying what the government are saying on it. December's job report. Videos contradict Trump. Russia fires a new advanced ballistic missiles at Ukraine. Moscow says the attack was in response to a Ukrainian drone strike at a Putin residence and that the US and others said that did not happen. Bollocks again, like Zelensky did not do this. Zelensky said US security guarantees documents set to be finalized with Trump. US tanker seizure puts pressure on Russian shadow fleet and Putin's economy. Yep, we need to make it more difficult. Greenland and Denmark's envoys to US meet with White House officials, apparently. Minnesota school cancels classes after ICE raid at a high school the same day Reed and Nicole Good was killed. So on the same day that poor woman lost her life, they raided a high school. ICE agents raided a high school, guys. Absolutely disgusting. Trump says he plans to meet with Marina Cortile-Macho next week. Yeah, she's so desperate to get power that she's going to give him the Nobel Peace Prize. The president said it would be a great honor if Macho decided to give him the Nobel Peace Prize that she won last year. She's going to give him the Nobel Peace Prize. It's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. She's going to give it. They're going to make a whole ceremony about this, of her giving the Nobel Peace Prize. Here it is, the Nobel Peace Prize that you have wanted all this time. And Trump is still not going to give her anything. Yeah, because they made a deal with the Morado administration. They're not going to give her the power. Like, they're just not. What's that? Heard they have put the army on the streets in Iran. I'm not surprised whatsoever. Thanks for sharing that, Viper Scott. I'm not surprised at all. Trump lot are coming up with a defense that makes them sound guiltier. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. They're digging themselves into a bigger hole. They're digging themselves into a bigger hole over it. You know, what they should have done is sold the guy out. They should have sold the guy out And it would have been so much better for the Trump administration. It would be so much better for the agency and whatnot if they actually sold that guy out. It would have been so much better for them. But instead, they think they can get away with it. They're not going to be able to get away with this one. Like, I just don't think they will. House votes to revive Obamacare funds as senators plot a scaled-back bill. Venezuela says it's releasing a number of political prisoners. Are you? Or was that the US telling you to? The government says it was only allowed justice to maintain peace and family in the prisons on those released. Venezuela has begun releasing political prisoners, a move that could be the first sign of the new government is bending to pressure from the United States on the issue. The head of Venezuela's National Assembly, Jorge Rodriguez, announced on Thursday that the government was freeing an important number of prisoners as part of an unilateral gesture to maintain the peace. So they hold up to 800, 900 political prisoners, according to rights groups, most of them swept under the leadership of Nicolas Maduro, of whom the US forces captured on Saturday. Rodriguez did not offer details to who they will release or by when. Diego Casavilla, who works on behalf of the families of political prisoners, complained that no official releases of those have been chosen who have been free released, but news and images have trickled out. A video shared by a Venezuelan journalist, an emotional Andrigo Rodriguez, a prominent opposition politician, can be seen being hugged on the streets. A short way behind him, fellow politician Baggio Pallavi, an opposition party leader and lawmaker who had been critical of the government, has also been warmly embraced. Spanish government confirmed that at least some detainees had been let go. 5 Spaniards, one of them a dual national, were prepared to travel to Spain in a statement on X. Spain's foreign minister told Spanish broadcaster RE that included Riglio San Miguel, a Venezuelan Spanish human rights attorney who was detained in February 2024 at an airport near Cargas. While others are Andrés Manuel, a couple of other names there. Brescia Martires were arrested in 2024, accused of being terrorists and undercover agents for Spain, which Spanish authorities deny. According to Spanish newspaper El País, the men's family claimed they had entered Venezuela as tourists. Corbe, who was living in Venezuela, was arrested in 2024, accused of being in the country illegally because of his visa expired. Moreno was arrested in June while on a treasury hunt vessel exploring waters claimed by Venezuela. Perez reported. Interesting. White House spokesperson Annie Kay said in a statement about the prisoners' release, this is one example of how the president is using maximum leverage to do the right thing by American and Venezuelan people. South American countries have imprisoned several Americans over the years. It has released 6 detained Americans in January 2025 after President Donald Trump, Special Envoy for Missions Richard Guerrero, had held talks with Morado. Families of those in prison opposition groups have been calling for such a move and putting more pressure on the American government for their release. Yeah, they should put more pressure on them. This is actually a very good thing. That's one thing Nicolas Maduro did is push a lot of people, put a lot of opposition behind bars. He definitely did a lot of that. I hope that's the start of something. I generally do. Harvey Weinstein considering guilty plea ahead of a third sex assault trial. Over 100 human skulls found at a home of a man accused of desecrating ceremonies. What? Cemeteries. He goes into cemeteries and digs up human skulls. What's the matter with this? Jesus. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, people. Let me come out of this, guys. Can we introduce the Nobel Numpty Prize? Trump will win that for sure. Yeah, we could introduce it. Will Trump get his name echoed in gold on a donated Nobel Peace Prize? You know what she will probably do is she should just get a fake one and just put his name on it to make him feel better. That's what she should probably do. Let's have a quick look at the paper here. Keir Starmer. What ICA 9 taught me about child poverty. Prime Minister set out what his government is doing to tackle child poverty amid rising pressure over these leadership. You were told numerous times about child poverty. The only reason you're doing it is because you're being pressured to, not because you wanted to. When will HS2 run? Is NPR dead? Key questions for UK's aliening railway. Bagonot and Farage are in a cruel alliance on child poverty, says Starmer. I agree with that. UK prepared to seize more of Putin's shadow ships. I don't like that. I don't like us doing that. Personally, some people may disagree. Front of the paper here. Thousands of passengers face flight delays as storm gradually cuts power across the UK. Yep. Oh, terrible. Hopefully nobody... I'm assuming no one was injured. Nobody was injured in this tree falling on a car here. Internet blackout reported across Iran as protests escalate. Yep. There are Russian ghost ships in the channel and the UK surrounded by 50 more, apparently. Apparently we're completely surrounded by Russian submarines and ships, guys. Apparently we're completely surrounded by them. And I will say this, though. If it was true, if we were completely surrounded, they would have cut off some of our internet cables already. Are there some out there? Absolutely. Do I think they're completely surrounding us? That's a bit of a stretch for me. Any other stories here to add? Those are old stories. What do we know? What we don't know about the ice shooting? We've touched on that already. Putin will move on Europe when Trump has finished dismantling NATO. Yep, he will. And those are all old stories there from the iPaper. Let's have a look and see what... let me just refresh it before I come up to Al Jazeera here. Reminder, I'll be going live at 3 o'clock today, which is why I will be stopping soon on this live stream, guys, just because I've got one in a couple of hours' time. I do, like I said, I have other work I need to do in between that time frame, so that's why I'm not going to be going up to 12 o'clock. I might even finish in the next 5 minutes rather than 10 to. He'll use an effing marker, says Indie Duck. The red car will probably buff up the body. It will probably buff up in the body shop. The ICE agents is an Iraq Afghanistan veteran and is married to a Filippo. Been in ICE since 2013. Interesting. Yeah, his face got revealed, so he's a wanted man in America. SDF fighters refuse to leave Aleppo as Syrian army enters key districts. Clashes resume in Aleppo as SDF fighters refuse to leave. Until Kurds feel their rights are protected, there are reservations about integrating. Can Syria be unified? That's a good question. Yemeni southern separatists in Riyadh announced disputed disbanding of STC. The STC, which Saudi Arabia says is backed by the UAE, launched an offensive against Yemen Governese troops in December. Iran's leader lashes out as Tehran struggles to quell the protest. Europe should prepare for Greenland's annexation and the end of NATO. Yep, if we're not preparing for it, we should be. Ukraine calls on allies to raise pressure as Russia fires missiles. We just sit and cry. Gaza's cancer patients die waiting for treatment. Yeah, because they don't get any help. People are still dying in Gaza. Worth reminding people that. Why is Pakistan selling its JF-17 fighter jets to Bangladesh and others? The US to support Cambodian Thai ceasefire with a $45 million aid package. Got that in a short video coming up over the weekend. Sudan in urgent need of aid. That's also something I got coming up as a short video over the weekend. I don't need international law amid aggressive US politics. UN reporter tells Al Jazeera she's concerned that the world may be returning to an age of imperialism. The United States President Donald Trump has dismissed international law, saying only his own morality can curb aggressive politics and he's pursuing across the world after the abduction of Nicholas Brado. I don't need international law. I'm not looking to hurt people. Trump told the New York Times on Thursday. Well, that's exactly what you're doing. Asked whether he needed to abide by international law, Trump says that he does, but it depends on your definition of international law is. What do you mean, definition? Trump has shown a willingness to use brute force of the US military to achieve his foreign policy goals. On Saturday, yeah, we know about that. The attack on Venezuela appears to have supercharged the brigades of the US president, who received the inaugural FIFA Peace Prize award last month. Yeah, how well did that go? Let's have a quick look at Sky News. I think we'll stop at Sky News just because I do have other work to do, guys. I know people want me to keep going, but you know, I've got another live stream to do in a bit as well. We'll have a look at Sky News and we'll wrap up there. The U-turn over business rates for hikes and pubs expected in the coming days. Analysis: Can the Green Party leader, anti-establishment message beat Nigel Farage on migration? I hope so. Get a grip on Grok. Starmer tells X. Starmer says more could be done to protect the Arctic in a call to Trump. Yeah, more could be done. The US could pull their finger out of their arse and put more troops in their bases that they've got there. They could do that. But they choose not to. Motorways closed as flights cancelled as Storm Grocky leaves thousands without power. Reporting from inside a blizzard. Weight loss jabs have forced us to change up the menu, Greg says. Video from Deeply Personal series released on Kate's birthday. I thought royal news, not interested. Probe into police response to an attack linked to Huntington Station stabbing there as well. That's all they've got there from the looks of it there from Sky News. Let me have a quick look at what you guys are saying in the comments before I head out here. I put post up in Snowflake server. I didn't look at his name, says Ellie. Put it in general chat if you don't know where to put. If you're not sure where to put something, put it in general chat if you can. There. The red card probably buff up. Yep, that's another one. What's an important number? 6, 7, or 3? Depends there. Okay, no one bought me a coffee this morning. That's fine. Guys, just want to say massive thank you to everyone who came along. Thank you guys for all your comments. I know you guys wanted me to do a bit more, but obviously I've got a live stream at 3 o'clock and I do have other work I need to get done. So I do apologise. It's not a full hour show here today. But obviously we've got another live stream later on at 3 o'clock, myself and Witchy Goth doing a mental health live stream. Do join us for that if you can. It'd be very greatly appreciated. If you can't make it to that one, I'll be back live again on Monday at 11 a.m. for a full show. We'll be definitely doing an hour. I might even do an hour and a bit to make up for today's live stream here. But I really appreciate everyone coming out. Thank you guys again if you joined me last night with myself and Van Man Talks. Quick reminder as well that next week we will have the round table on Thursday at 8 o'clock with myself. Dave McGuinness, growing price, power to the people, and Daily Blase as well. So do join us for that if you can as well. But thank you guys again for coming. Thank you guys for all your comments. If you can financially support me, please consider joining Patreon or buy me a coffee. That really does help support me while I'm currently demonetized. Now, if you can't, one of the best ways you can support me non-financially is hitting the like button, sharing this across social media, subscribe to the channel already, and check out all the links for all other social media platforms and whatnot down in the description below. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.